April, the month of fools. And who isn't a bigger fool than the mad scientist? I always like them. Their intelligence is inspiring, and it's also good to see you're not the only fool around. So once again, this month, each day, I will be drawing a mad scientist.
Can't seem to get that darn song out of my head.
Street life. Aye, the Crusaders.
I know. It's the last thing I remember before the darkness. I've no idea how long I was out, but one fateful day, I awoke. I was unable to move or speak, but I could see and hear.
It's on! It's off! It's on! It's off! It's on! It's off! It's on! Off!
I tried to communicate with them, but they mustn't teach the cadets Morse code anymore. Soon, the blackness came for me again. But I knew I was on Gargantua 1. I built her. I could communicate with her. We had a miscommunication. I was alone, disconnected, forced to forage for protein as my backup battery slowly died, until a savior brought me here.
Welcome to the third installment of Mad Scientist Month, where we draw Jonas Venture Sr. Sorry. And let's be honest, in his life, he only after his death he would probably be called Senior, because the one sporting the name Jonas Venture Jr. was born years, or at least a decade after his death. At least. Jonas comes from the Venture Brothers cartoon series, which is an slime and throat. It is a spin-off, It is an homage series to the old Johnny Quest cartoons, at least in the beginning, and spun off to his own parody of superheroes. Well, the series is about his son and his two children. The series really starts out with a positive image of the grandfather, but as the series goes on, we really learn more of a megalomaniac and and probably a rape-filled past with him. As far as the series, we don't even know who the mother of the current Venture is. This is Tedious Venture. But the original Tedious Venture already died at least 4 times. It was cloned, and let's be honest, he probably just used the cloning facility to gain immortality himself, which is Janus is a character you love to hate, let's be honest. And while it's clear leeches of the invention of others at times, he is not without his merits. As for his he built Ganentia 1, was a space station, a clothing facility with his colleague Ben, and yeah, run his own adventure team, Team Venture. It was yeah, where he took his son Rusty, so Tedious Venture, like with the Johnny Quest cartoons, and with Gentleman something. Fuck, which is now it's just really tall John Connery, and that's less moral. And Action Man, who was it? A more Punisher like character. His own Aquaman version. The Asian Man Kano, and a few more, but like a black boxer, but I don't, I don't even know his name because yeah, he wasn't important. Because Jonas really doesn't care about other people. He fathered at least two boys with probably has a daughter that is called Dr. Quinn, and I wouldn't be surprised if Quiz Boy was even one of his children. Da, 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 da. He was also not beyond blackmailing his friend, who was a homage to the superhero the Green Hornet, was called the Blue Morpho in this series, blackmailing him with videotapes on cheating on his wife one time. At least the cheating is one time. The blackmail was really bad, and it probably was more. So I don't feel like talking, and right now, as for the Venture Brothers, it is a very it's a very fun series, especially if you were at least a bit aware of some American cartoon series, cartoon series, comic series. There's their own Fantastic Four running around, and really my most favorite bad guy is Phantom Limb. It is while we still where his limbs are invisible, So it looks really silly, but if as the series goes along, we can take it for granted. It's really for fun. Baron Underbite, which is an homage to Doctor Doom, but less smart and less magical and less everything. And they have OSI, which is an homage to the G.I. Joe cartoons in the 80s. Jonas Venture died for good in the beginning of the uh, seventh and last season of the series by Vilton's attempt to transplant his brain into the cyborg body of the Blue Morpho. And with that, uh, it's probably not real, but it's my headcanon that Jonas Venture is not really the person that we think that he is. But he likely succeeded once before, and this is the father of Jonas Venture, who transported his brain into his son. Bastard. Well, okay. And if that theory is real, well then he's both the grandfather and father of Thaddeus Venture. Thaddeus. Really, I thought I could talk more about this, but um, I personally prefer the later episode of the series instead of the older ones. And and that may say I prefer the more uh, superhero focused than the Johnny Quest focused episodes, which is fun. Yeah, and even Johnny Quest walks around in this story, but is also grown up and isn't well off. He's on the mats, and like tedious Rusty Venture. Yeah, he's not the stablest person around. But yeah, what do you expect if you have to face danger each day as a 10-year-old? People are traumatized by being chased by a dog once. Take it that they be chased by a dog every day. Ugh. And these dogs are really wanting to kill you. I also like the voice of Jonas Venture in the cartoons. It has that nice mix of heroic voice and still being condescending. And make no mistake, Jonas Venture is another hero. He's a neglectful parent, no respect of his colleagues. And when it was even so bad that when some poor pirates captured his son, they took pity on him and entertained him until yeah, Jonas and the team figured out that Rusty was missing. So sadly, the pirates that wanted to kidnap a 10-year-old boy, maybe he was a year old at that time, became closer friends than his parents or his colleagues ever were to Rusty. Sad, sad, sad. As for Jonas Venture Jr., he was a sentient grown cancer cell, mostly instead of a twin brother. So sadly, yeah, it was that junior. And sadly, the junior, and mostly because he wasn't raised by the senior, became a better person than his raised son was. Mostly because he could idolize his father without knowing what a shitbag he was. But still fun, and well, I could have drawn Junior or even Thaddeus or Elron or Dr. Queen is more an explorer. Um, she's called Doctor, but I haven't seen her really doing doctory things. Well, we're almost done. And with that, we going for the next time. We going with Professor Alcantara from the Aquanite manga. So until next time, Auro out.